There was a certain person who wanted more from life, even from an early age. Perhaps you probably knew them personally. They knew they weren't destined for mediocre and the mundane. They grew up with no perceived advantages or the proverbial silver spoon. Said it another way, without affluence. College degrees rose up as an initial ambition, but soon dissipated, only to spawn the urge to be a future entrepreneur. What businesses would best suit them? They pondered. As they needed something to start on a shoestring budget. It means something that could be scalable. But what could it be? What could do something like that? What could place them in a position of a better life, a better direction? Then one day they stumbled upon a man who demonstrated the ability to predict market moves, seemingly able to travel time and space and return back with insights about the near future. They watched in amazement and they figured there has to be something to this. There has to be some trickery. There has to be some kind of a gimmick. The day after day, week after week, this man would share this openly, asking nothing in return. So they set out to slowly consume everything this man put out. Day and night they labored, feverishly looking for that epiphany, that aha moment that they could do it themselves. Soon their family noticed, their friends, their co-workers, and like much anything else in the world, curiosity got the better of them. And out of morbid curiosity, they asked, what is it you're doing all the time? Why don't we ever see you anymore at the club? Why don't we ever see you at our normal powwow where we get together and hang out? You weren't at the bonfire this weekend. What were you doing? Where have you been? They would ask. Well, with excitement, obviously, they began to show, this is what I've been doing. This is what's referred to as the art of reading price action. Excitedly, they showed chart after chart. This is what this looks like. This is what that market did. And I saw these things happening before it happened. And this is the craft that's called trading, where an investor can take money, their own money, and buy and sell and profit from these fluctuations that is inside these charts. Isn't that amazing? They wanted to share that excitement, that pent up joy, because they've been laboring all by themselves. In the quiet, in the stillness of the night, when everybody else was sleeping, preparing for another workday, or preparing for a busy weekend, they were staring at charts. They were looking at fluctuations and patterns and trying to adopt a mindset of pattern recognition, seeking a model that they could employ day after day. This is what they're going to do. But strangely, as they spoke and shared their excitement, their audience began to withdraw. Strange looks of bewilderment passed over them, an odd glaze in their eye. They didn't understand one thing they were being told. They couldn't get it. Why would you be so excited about this? This is what you chose after being with us for so long, clubbing, all the high school years we spent partying, all the football games and rallies we would go, tailgating, cookouts with liquor, booze, and barely clad women. This is what you've been doing with your time? Wow. What happened to you, they thought. And here they are, sitting there, wondering, have they been wasting their time? All this time, have they been wasting it? What did they miss? What have they missed? Putting this much labor into doing this. Surely they have been doing something much greater than their labor has. There must be something that they have missed. And they started doubting. The months and the weeks, maybe a year or so, they've invested in doing these, and they trimmed off all this extracurricular activities, the unhealthy practices, the substance abuse, the running around and wasting money just for a romp in the sack. Have they made a mistake? Have they wasted and squandered their time and energy on a pipe dream? If it was that easy, everyone would be doing it, they said. What have you done with it so far? How much money have you made with it so far? And they slinked back, and the weight of those questions rested on them. The weight of not having the receipts yet pressed on them. And they looked around, looking for words to speak, and words escaped them. And their audience told them, "See, you've been wasting your time." Perhaps you know this person. Perhaps you've met them before. Perhaps you've seen them today in the mirror, online, or just maybe you're that person. I wanted to talk to you about a couple things to encourage you before we go into the holiday season, because this is my last space for 2025. And I want to remind you that all of you that had set in motion this pursuit on how you're going to learn how to use the things I teach, develop a model, work towards consistency, work towards profitability, and eventually carve out whatever future you have established for yourself as a goal. In the beginning, it's really important for you not to share those ideas with anyone, because the world is drunk on its lies. Maybe some of you are still struggling with that. You're trying to sober up. Come out of the world. Come out of the ways of thinking about, I got to get a mortgage and wrestle with that for the rest of my life in my job. I got to finish university and get my degree. And maybe I don't know if I want to do that career for the rest of my life. What would my parents think? What would my spouse think? What would I think about myself? What if I wasted my time, my money, my effort doing all those things? That's what the world wrestles with daily. But something about you specifically, is different. Yes, you're aware that everybody has to have utility bills. No matter how much money you have, everyone has those. You always have insurances. You always have cost of living. But you know enough about yourself that this time on this spinning rock that we get isn't promised of any specific length in time. So you have to make the best of it while you can. And what you get in terms of rewards, success, is what you have placed in it in terms of effort and pursuit. And the majority of everyone in this world, they want it for free. They want a lottery win, something they didn't have to work for, but they deserve it. And you know enough about the world and yourself. You know that you have to go out there and get it. You can't wait for your ship to come in to pick you up. You got to swim out to it. Your pursuit of bettering yourself, bettering your family tree, building a legacy of wealth. You chose to do that. No one before you. You. You're the captain at the helm. You're the CEO. Everything's resting on your shoulders.